Mention Louisiana, and images of Mardi Gras, jazz clubs, and late-night revelry are most likely the first things that come to mind. But there is far more to Louisiana than the Crescent City. And likewise, New Orleans is much more than the French Quarter and Fat Tuesday. Louisiana is a land of contrasts. Its different regions vary in physical appearance, from gentle rolling hills and lakes in the north to bayou swamps and the Gulf of Mexico in the south. Perhaps there is no better example of contrast than Louisiana's culture. Here, the American South meets French heritage. The result? A genteel Southern pace enveloped by a zest for life. And it's that pursuit of enjoyment that threads throughout Louisiana. Dancing to Zydeco in a local music hall, spicy boiled crawfish and the dare of how hot, casting a reel and hooking a fat bass, flying through a sea of grass on an airboat, the uneasy and mysterious thrill of touring a haunted antebellum home at night, the sound of jazz, blues, and soul drifting from back alleys and open doors. And yes, the craziest party in America, perhaps even the world. Louisiana isn't for spectators. It's for participants. For those that want to feed their soul and not only live the moment, but to become the moment. Here, excitement is a constant pursuit and one that's easily found. Louisiana, feed your soul.
We're excited to roll out the new brand this year with our new commercials. You can feed your soul in Louisiana with so many ways: fishing, food, religion, history, culture, just any way you can think of. And it has a real warm and fuzzy feeling when you say it, Louisiana, feed your soul. You want to come here. So we're excited about the new brand. It's working, and we're going to spread it all over the world.
This is a shrimp po' boy. It could just be a sandwich, but today, you're in Louisiana. Today, you got up with the sun to enjoy the best bass fishing on earth. Today, you walked historic halls where ghosts might pay a visit, but spirits are always present. Today, you wandered into a hole-in-the-wall cafe and fed your soul with a frosty local brew and this shrimp po' boy. Anywhere else, it's just a sandwich. But today, you're in Louisiana.
Well, we're here for the Tourism Summit, where all the tourism officials get together from all over Louisiana to roll out our new plan for the next year. We had our 6th record-breaking year. We're looking forward to a 7th.
Tell us, what does tourism mean to Louisiana?
Well, it's big business, but it's a way of life in many communities that survive on the backs of the tourists. So it's a great opportunity for us at this summit to see how we can better serve every area of the state and push more tourists into their community.
How has tourism grown in Louisiana over the years?
Well, last year it brought in $1.8 billion in taxes that you and I didn't have to pay. That's a little over $1,000 per family. It's a great economic engine. New hotels, it's employing people. It's growing every year. 236,000 people employed in the tourism industry. It's big business in Louisiana.
We are so excited. We've got 500 plus professionals from all across the state who have joined us here in Lake Charles to enjoy our educational sessions, to network with each other, and to just really learn more about the tourism industry. We are the Louisiana Travel Association. We are a membership-based organization, and we focus on 3 really different areas: promotion, education, of course this is what the summit is all about, and on advocacy. We do a lot of work up at the state capitol as well as the nation's capital.
Tourism is one of the most important industries in the state of Louisiana. 1 in 14 people are employed in the hospitality industry. People come from all over the country and all over the world to sample the culture and the food and and the spirit that Louisiana shows is unique each and every day. So it's not only financially important and fiscally important to the state. It's also just important to who we are. We're a welcoming people, and it's great to have people from all over the world coming to visit us.
This is a ticket stub. You'd normally toss it out, but not today. Today, you're in Louisiana. Today, you took a face-flattening, high-octane airboat through the marsh and ended up back in the time of dinosaurs. Today, you savored seafood that hadn't crossed state lines. Today, you danced till your soul felt good and your souls ached. That ticket stub, you tuck it away as a reminder, because today, you're in Louisiana.
Tourism is huge in southwest Louisiana. First of all, we've got the Creole Nature Trail. We have the casino industry that's here that brings in a lot of people from out of state every weekend out of the year throughout the holidays. But beyond that, lots of museums, lots of things for people to do. Very, very fortunate to have the Southwest Louisiana Tourist Bureau, who does an incredible job of promoting our area and our state. But in terms of jobs, in terms of what it means to our community, it is one of the economic factors in Southwest Louisiana.
We do have a lot of history here in Southwest Louisiana. In the city of Sulphur in particular, it is a birthplace of the sulfur industry in the United States, and so we like to tout that just as well.
Tell us about what it means in terms of jobs and the potential for growth.
Well, sure. It's a culturally rich state and area that we live in, and so that brings the opportunity for tourism, brings jobs to our community, and growth in dollars, tax dollars to our community, and so we're very proud of that and very happy for it.
Louisiana tourism industry is important because it brings people to all of our communities throughout the state. It means jobs for people in all of our communities and investment that just continues to grow our state in the right direction.
I represent Toledo and Lake Country. We're in the northwest section of Louisiana. It's a rural area, and to us, the economic value of tourism and retirement is one of the three economic engines that keep all of our businesses going. It provides jobs for our economy and from our restaurants, our guide services, and those three industries fuel absolutely every job in our area.
How far do tourists come to visit your area?
Oh, it's interesting. I would say that Dallas and Houston are our main draws, but in our top 10 we have Boston, Austin, many areas, even New York, Boston, all those areas come into northwest Louisiana. We have international visitors as well. It's very interesting to see that they come into the New Orleans area, they take 2 weeks, they make a circle up through Shreveport, down through Toledo Bend. They will often either fly out through Houston or go back down through Plantation Country and fly out through New Orleans.
Tourism is so important to us in Tangipahoa Parish. It means jobs and it means bringing in economic development to our area. Without tourism in Tangipahoa Parish, we really wouldn't be who we are today. With having Southeastern Louisiana University there in Tangipahoa Parish, we are able to bring so much in. We have a great location where we're at. We always talk about location being the most important thing. Right there at the intersection, and our location to New Orleans and Baton Rouge, we are a tourist's dream.
Tourism is extremely important in Northwest Louisiana, especially in Shreveport and Bossier City, because it generates jobs, it generates dollars, and it helps alleviate taxes.
How many people do you bring into Northwest Louisiana as tourists from other states each year?
You know, the majority of our visitors come from Dallas, Fort Worth, East Texas, but we also get a number of visitors from throughout Louisiana, also from Arkansas, Mississippi, and Oklahoma.
What about the tax revenue that tourism generates in your area?
You know, most people don't realize that tourism affects them. They think I don't work in tourism, so it doesn't matter to me. But it does matter because tourism exists in Shreveport Bossier. Our local people pay almost $900 a year less in taxes.
I'm from Ascension Parish, a little bit below Baton Rouge, between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, just off I-10. We have Homeless House, Plantation and Gardens, Tanger Outlet. We have Cajun Village, which has fabulous little Acadian-style houses that have been converted into shops, and live alligators there as well. And you can get cafe au lait and beignets anytime.
What does tourism mean to your community?
You know, tourism is economic development and growth for our area and jobs in the hospitality industry. It's also a wealth of visitors that come into our parish to see all the wonderful things we have and, of course, all the great culinary.
What about the tax revenue that tourism generates?
Taxes bring in a lot from tourists to visit our area. Over $17 million in taxes between state and local taxes, so it really brings back into our community.
In central Louisiana, in the Alexandria Pineville area, where I'm from in particular, but we have several attractions. We are very rich in military history. You know, right there at the newly restored Hotel Bentley, a very historic hotel. That's where a lot of the decisions for World War II was made, and we had the Louisiana maneuvers in the area. And so we partner with our parishes on each side, Vernon and Avoyelles Parish, and so we do a lot of itineraries for groups coming in and that sort of thing. We have a world-class zoo. We have arts and culture all over central Louisiana. In our area in particular, we have a wonderful arts museum downtown, festivals all over the place, all the time. So, you know, year-round there's something to do. Very family-friendly. We have great Mardi Gras events all through Mardi Gras season throughout central Louisiana. So it's a wonderful place right in the heart of Louisiana, right in the center, easy for anyone to get to us.
What does it mean in terms of jobs and tax revenue?
Well, there's a lot of economic impact that goes along with tourism. For instance, the tax dollars that come in from our conventions and our sporting events throughout the year really does make a difference in our area. And there are several, you know, jobs. It's not just hotels and restaurants and attractions. You know, those people also have to buy cars and buy homes and do everything that everyone else does. And so those tourism dollars do have a trickle-down effect. So it's very important to our community.
Tourism in St. Landry Parish is very critical. It's become a leading industry for our parish, and tourism always means new dollars coming into our community. And so this is something that helps to alleviate a lot of the burden on our local constituents, where they don't have to invest, but they reap the benefits of having these additional funds into our area. It means employment, jobs, great preservation efforts to our beautiful historic communities, and we are all very proud of that, and we appreciate what happens with tourism in our area.
I think if you looked at it, you would see a lot of expansion over the past couple of years, with many more plans and throughout the state, north to south, east to west, continued growth, which continues to grow the jobs, continues to grow income into those communities and on the state level.
This is a hat. You can get one anywhere, but today you're in Louisiana. You forgot your favorite one at home, of course, so you got this one and some change. You gave some of that change to the band who got your 2 left feet to dance, and a few dollars to a man who typed up a poem just for you. You saved the rest for a dozen fresh oysters and a Sazerac, one to feed your face, the other to feed your soul. The hat, it's your new favorite, because today you're in Louisiana.
Our theme this year mirrors the Office of Tourism's new brand for the state of Louisiana, encouraging visitors to feed your soul. Every day, each person in this room diligently works to provide a unique and memorable experience for visitors. With 6 consecutive record-breaking years for tourism, I can confidently say you're doing a phenomenal job. This week, the Louisiana Travel Association's goal is to reignite your passion for your everyday job. As you inspire visitors to explore Louisiana, we want to ensure that you remain personally inspired. Our aim is to equip you with the knowledge and tools that make your job easier and more effective through a mixture of education, networking, and of course some fun. In short, we want this week you to be able to feed your soul. Let me start by acknowledging the leader of our industry. He's a familiar face to all of us and a passionate advocate for our state. He is consistently visible in every part of our state in all of our communities and works to find solutions that are working for Louisiana. And of course, he touts the economic and cultural benefits of tourism everywhere he goes. We are incredibly grateful for his leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking our Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungesser.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of the City of Lake Charles, Nick Hunter. July 1st marked the end of a very busy year in office for our Lake Charles Mayor, Nick Hunter. He recently announced his Partners in the Parks program, which is a citywide parks initiative to invest in park infrastructure and programming. For this project, Mayor Hunter raised $300,000 from private businesses and industry in Southwest Louisiana and matched these funds with $200,000 in city revenue. In addition, the Partner in Parks initiative also engages community organizations to adopt parks as part of the Park Buddy program. Over the past year, we've celebrated the 150th anniversary of the city. We celebrated with a parade, a concert, a street fair, fireworks, and a multimedia historical exhibit. Bike paths have been completed on 2 downtown, midtown city streets, representing the start of many trails the city hopes to construct over the next several years. He's also made significant improvements to our beautiful Veterans Memorial Park. Mayor Hunter has also led an effort to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Coda Field during the summer annual Downtown at Sundown concert series. Most recently, he unveiled an economic development initiative aimed at attracting businesses along the I-10 corridor and lakefront in downtown Lake Charles. He pours his energy into making Lake Charles shine. Please join me in welcoming our tourism champion, Mayor Nick Hunter.
I must mention one event and feature one event that Shelley so graciously spoke about, and that was Codafil's 50th anniversary. We're all familiar with what Codafil is, and what an honor. What a true honor that organization is and what it has meant to Louisiana. On my mother's side of the family, it's Fournets and Legers, so I'm very familiar with our heritage. I believe the Fournet side of the family, if you're a Fournet, somewhere down the line you're from St. Martinville. That's what I've always heard. And somewhere down the line, if you're a Fournet, we're related somehow. That's what I've always heard. But when we heard that it was Codafil's 50th anniversary, we also heard that there wasn't anything planned for Lake Charles. We had to change that. We have in Lake Charles one of the longest Codafil programs and French immersion programs at one of our local schools. So partnerships is by far the most important word of my administration. So we got together with the CVB, the City of Lake Charles, the Cajun French Music Association, and McNeese. And we said, we've got to do something to honor Codafil. So we knew that we had the Lost Bayou Ramblers playing at one of our downtown at sundown events. We took that opportunity to raise some money for a Cajun French Music Association scholarship that had already been established years ago at McNeese, but had laid somewhat dormant for a while and hadn't really earned a lot of money recently. And through our efforts, and I would like to actually invite the Lieutenant Governor up, if I may, steal some thunder real quick, we were able to raise some money and put together a real community effort. And through just the simple act of inviting people at our Downtown at Sundown event to come up and sign a fleur-de-lis canvas, we were able to get that scholarship up to $25,000 at McNeese to educate kids, to educate our youth. And we were so excited about that. So, Lieutenant Governor, I'm sure you have plenty of wall space at your office, and so we are presenting this to you this morning on behalf of the people of Lake Charles and Southwest Louisiana to honor Codafil's 50th anniversary. And And know that our CVB was a big part of raising that $25,000 or getting that scholarship up to $25,000 for McNeese. Welcome to Lake Charles. Enjoy the rest of your visit. Thank you.
How about that mayor, huh? Thank you, Mayor Hunter. Boy, is he a champion for our industry and our culture and keeping all of that alive, because you know it's our people and it's our culture that we sell every day. So thank you, Mayor Hunter, for that wonderful, wonderful presentation and welcome. I too want to add my welcome. Welcome to Lake Charles and welcome to the 2019 Summit. We are so thrilled that all of you have joined us. But my real role here this morning is to introduce you to the new Louisiana Travel Association brand. Now, of course, with every brand development, the path is usually started by talking to your customers, right? Well, that's what we did. We talked to you because you are our customers. You are so important to us. You are the reason we exist at the Louisiana Travel Association. So first, we ask you to describe who you think we are. And by who you think we are, meaning all of you, this collective association. You said that we are a connector, a gathering place for the industry. You told us that we were a trusted source, a community builder, where fun meets business. I like that one. And we are a voice of the industry at the Capitol, both in Louisiana and at a national level. You called us professionals. We thank you for that. And you said that we work with integrity. Very, very dear to my heart. And then you told us that you trust us to represent you with promotion, or in promotion, education, and the area of advocacy. So why the name change? Why did we go to all this trouble? The name of your association has changed to broaden its reach, honestly, in the marketplaces that we exist, and to stay really relevant and sustainable in this changing travel landscape. Since its inception, LTPA has existed to support Louisiana's tourism industry through promotion, advocacy, and education. We obviously don't know how to spell properly at LTA, though. I think we got a few of our slides off this morning. We apologize for that. These three pillars have served as our backbone for more than 50 years. We will always be about promoting travel, always, to Louisiana, but it's become just as important to fight for our industry in the halls of government and to educate our workforce and to grow our industry leaders, thanks to the Louisiana Travel Leadership Program. All three of these things are equally important to us. So, how did we accomplish this? What was our timeline? Well, we've been discussing it for several years, as many of you know. I mean, this is not a new idea for us. We started at the annual meeting in 2017, and I want to point out Marion Fox, and I think she had a few collaborators with her, but she stole the P from the Natchitoches Convention Center sign during that convention. And then in January of 2018, membership officially voted to change the name to the Louisiana Travel Association. So April through May, we began working with the staff at Devaney. And is John Devaney in the room? John, is he? Where is he? John and your team are stellar. I just want to say that. Thank you so much for all the hard work and effort. And I have to tell you that John just went above and beyond, and his whole team did as well, working specifically with our art director, Natalie Hutchinson, and Laura Kading in our office. And Natalie, Laura, thank y'all very much for your efforts and your work. We have some real talent. We went through several rounds of design and color palettes and all of that stuff you go through. And then in June of 2018, our committee, our branding committee, shared the logo of their choice with the board, and they approved it. So if you don't mind, I'd also like to thank our branding team. That's Carrie Anderson. Carrie, are you here? Where are you? I know she's here somewhere, I'm sure. Travis Napper, Mark Romig, Brandy Evans, Andy LaBeouf, and Donna O'Daniels. Yeah. So I can't really do this well, so I'm going to toss it to the voice of God with a little G and let Mr. Jeff take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, now, introducing your new Louisiana Travel Association.
Just to give you a little bit of rationale behind the whole thing, your 3 boxes represent the equal attention we're going to give to education, advocacy, and promotion. The fresh look will make our logo easily identifiable, both for you as our clients and also at the Capitol. The squares also represent the great depth of our history and our culture of our state, and the layers build a foundation, just like LTA, representing all things Louisiana travel. When we put the squares together, it makes an arrow shape, as you can see, which represents travel and moving forward, and that's what we're all going to do. The negative space inside the layers makes a Louisiana boot shape, which fits perfectly in the middle to represent our state that we all love. So we're going to launch this thing here as the LouisianaTravelAssociation.org, and our website will be up and running soon, thanks to the Graham Group. We're updating our newsletter, our office signage, all those things you have to do. And frankly, we're just trying to get used to our name, because I still call us the Louisiana Travel Promotion Association every once in a while. Thank you all for your continued support as we lead and strengthen the Louisiana's vibrant travel industry. Y'all have a great conference.
Some things that are new and some things that are sort of renewed in tourism in our industry, and especially in the Louisiana Office of Tourism. When it comes to the so many things we have going on in Louisiana that are new or are reinventing themselves, we just need to look up the road to DeRidder, Louisiana, and the old Gothic jail there that I was really proud to work on with the Myths and Legends Byway. That building had been boarded up, and because of the work and the interest of tourism and culture and heritage tourism, it's now open to the public, and it's seeing 6,000 people, over 6,000 people a year. But it's not the only place that's been sort of renewed. We can look to River Road and Oak Alley Plantation, one of the iconic attractions in Louisiana that earlier this year changed their tour. Now, Oak Alley sees nearly 250,000 visitors a year. They didn't have to change their tour, but they knew that visitors were expecting more, and they wanted to make sure that they committed to the promise of telling all the stories of River Road. And they've renewed what they do, and they're just as successful today. There are also a lot of new things going on, a lot of brand new things going on in Louisiana. If you look at the sports complex being built in Sterlington, definitely a visitor need of that market, and what an exciting time to be in that area when this brand new complex is open and attracting sports tourism to Sterlington in North Louisiana. And by far, one of the biggest new things going on in the state of Louisiana being built is the new airport in New Orleans. The new airport is going to be a state-of-the-art facility, attracting new airlines. It's our gateway to all of Louisiana, and will definitely increase our visitation, and we're really looking forward to the opening of that airport. Other things that are new within the Office of Tourism, the Lieutenant Governor gave us a challenge to go out and hear what's going on in your area and to hear from you. And we did through our rural tourism roundtables, and through meeting one-on-one with many of our partners out there. And we met with tour operators from New Orleans to the Chamber of Commerce in Tallulah to find out what were your needs in tourism. What were we doing for you, or what could we renew and do better for you? And we've made some changes based on that feedback. First and foremost, many of our rural areas said they needed education. And through the Lieutenant Governor's initiative and rural tourism roundtables, I might have been overserved last night, rural tourism roundtables, we're doing educational programs throughout the state. The first is our social media roundtables, that are workshops that we're doing, and they've been so well received, we're actually having to cap those out and add more. We're also looking at what we're doing in the Office of Tourism based on what you told us during these roundtables. You told us you wanted us to refocus in on domestic tourism, by far the majority of the tourists that come to Louisiana. So we've changed some of the things we're doing, looking at domestic tourism initiatives and drive market initiatives. We'll have a bigger presence at the American Bus Association this year with a sponsorship. We're partnering with LTA on a travel trade mission around the Culinary Trails event in Nashville. And we're also doing a sort of a renewal of what we used to do in the Office of Tourism by doing state-sponsored fan tours for domestic tour operators. Our first will be in October. In the international side, you also told us that Canada is very important to you. In many places in Louisiana, see a majority of Canadian visitors that drive through or even fly through our direct flight from Toronto to New Orleans. Our New Orleans CVB has been our partner for many years in our success in the international market. And we're sort of renewing our Canadian interest by taking that contract back from New Orleans and back into the Office of Tourism where it used to be. We're concentrating on consumer shows. We're looking at the importance of French Canada to all of us. And so that's something you asked for and the Lieutenant Governor gave back to you. So we're doing that for you with the Canadian market. Now, we're not neglecting all the great things we've done with international, because we've had a great partner with the New Orleans CVB. We'll continue to do international shows, continue to keep our international presence. And one thing we've done, and the Lieutenant Governor is committed to our international markets, to give them funding to make some of the advertising decisions in market, because they know how to attract the visitors better than we do in their own countries.
This is a shrimp po' boy. It could just be a sandwich, but today, you're in Louisiana. Today, you got up with the sun to enjoy the best bass fishing on earth. Today, you walked historic halls where ghosts might pay a visit, but spirits are always present. Today, you wandered into a hole-in-the-wall cafe and fed your soul with a frosty local brew and this shrimp po' boy. Anywhere else, it's just a sandwich. But today, you're in Louisiana.
You can feel the love and passion the people in this industry have for Louisiana, and that's what makes Louisiana so special. Our people are like nowhere else in the world. We welcome visitors with open arms here in Louisiana, and when you leave with a warm and fuzzy feeling that you don't get anywhere else you go in the world. So that's our best asset, is our people.
I think people are really enjoying themselves, and of course we want that to happen. We want them to learn more about this area and what it has to offer. We bring in the travel counselors from all across the state who are in our visitor centers, who are welcoming our guests every year. So we want them to learn more about this area as well.
They go to louisianatravel.com and it's all there. And hashtag only Louisiana, spread to the world all we have to offer here in Louisiana.
If people have questions, more information about LTA, what should they do?
They should go to LouisianaTravelAssociation.org, all spelled out, and you can find all kinds of information about, and even how to join the organization.
This is a hat. You can get one anywhere, but today you're in Louisiana. You forgot your favorite one at home, of course, so you got this one and some change. You gave some of that change to the band who got your 2 left feet to dance, and a few dollars to a man who typed up a poem just for you. You saved the rest for a dozen fresh oysters and a Sazerac, one to feed your face, the other to feed your soul. The hat, it's your new favorite, because today you're in Louisiana.